Have you ever had someone say, "I'll email you that file tonight," but days go by, and nothing? No message. Not even a quick sorry when you meet again. Or sat on a train next to someone talking way too loud on the phone. Getting up constantly, stepping on your feet. No awareness. No courtesy. Or maybe you've tried opening up to a friend, but they just keep glancing at their screen. Distracted. Not really listening. And we all know that one colleague who's always negative. Always finding problems, never solutions. These might seem like small frustrations, but they all point to something bigger. A lack of soft skills. Soft skills, life skills, people skills, human connection. Whatever you call them, they're no longer optional. They are essential. Because no matter who you are, a student, a job seeker, an entrepreneur or a working professional, you will always need to interact, present, persuade, and connect. You'll need to win trust, build relationships, lead teams, solve problems, together. Here's the reality. India has the largest youth population on the planet. Over 65% of us are under 35. But here's the scary part. Only 7% of Indian graduates are employable. A report by NASSCOM and McKinsey warned that over 50% of job skills would be outdated by 2020. So who gets the dream job? Who builds the powerful network? Who leads the team and rises to the top? Only those with exceptional soft skills. Those who communicate clearly, think creatively, collaborate deeply, and stay calm under pressure. This book isn't just theory. It's a guide, a practical toolkit, to help you turn knowledge into action, to grow into a confident professional, and more importantly, a better human being. Because in today's world, it's not just about what you know. It's about how you show up. Your soft skills will shape your success. Let's start building them, today. Imagine walking up to an ATM. You insert your card, press the buttons, and then? No cash. That's exactly what a person without soft skills is like, just a machine. Technically functioning, but lacking value when it really matters. And here's another thought to ponder. Being male is a matter of birth. Being a man is a matter of age. But being a gentleman? That's a matter of choice. Welcome to this episode where we unlock the real secret behind personal and professional success. Soft skills and personality development. Let's face it, our current education system focuses heavily on marks, memorization, and technical know-how. But in the real world, something far more important is often missing. The ability to communicate well, lead teams, and connect with people. That's the gap soft skills fill. So what is personality development, really? It's not just about looking good or speaking English. It's about developing the mindset and behavior that helps you thrive in a fast-moving, people-driven world. Personality development means building confidence, enhancing leadership and communication, becoming emotionally intelligent, and most importantly, unlocking your best self. And yes, anyone can do it. Because personality is not born, it's built. Through structured training, practice, and the right mindset, every individual can improve their grooming, presence, and people skills. But here's the key insight. The goal of soft skills is not just education. It's competence. Imagine students walking into interviews, not just with degrees, but with the ability to speak clearly, the presence to lead a discussion, and the mindset to collaborate and innovate. That's real-world readiness. Now let's zoom out for a moment. Have you ever noticed that people with magnetic personalities are seen as more capable, trusted more easily, and often offered better opportunities? Why? Because they project confidence and positivity. They don't fear problems, they see opportunities. They don't complain, they contribute. They see the glass as half full, always. And this isn't just feel-good talk. Harvard University research shows that 85% of job success comes from well-developed soft skills. Only 15% depends on technical expertise. Let that sink in. We spend 15 years in school, chasing the 15%. But what about the 85% that really defines success? That's the gap this book, and this series, aims to fill. Let's break it down further. To truly develop your personality, you must grow in all four key areas. 1. Physical, your presence, posture, and grooming. 2. Mental, your mindset, focus, and clarity. 3. Spiritual, your values, purpose, and inner strength. 4. Emotional, your empathy, composure, and communication. Together, these form the foundation of a strong, attractive, and respected personality. And here's the beautiful part. A well-rounded personality makes you not just a better student or employee. It makes you a better human being. Someone who can walk into any room with confidence. Someone who can speak on any topic with clarity. Someone who connects, inspires, and grows with others. That's the power of soft skills. And while there are many soft skills out there, the book highlights the most crucial ones, those chosen by top CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business thinkers around the world. Because in a competitive world, it's not just what you know, it's how you present it. Not just what you say, but how you make others feel. So, if you're ready to unlock your full potential, to build a life of confidence, connection, and success, join us as we dive deeper into the world of soft skills and personality development. This isn't just a skill set, it's a life advantage. In a world teeming with competition, technical skills may get your foot in the door, but it's soft skills, like communication, emotional intelligence, and resilience, that determine who thrives and who fades away. Personality development is impossible without mastering these human-centric skills. The article underscores that success isn't reserved for the privileged or the perfect, it belongs to those who train their attitude, mindset, and habits. Through the moving story of Sudhir, a man written off as a failure, we're reminded that even when life breaks you, a shift in mindset, guided by soft skills, can rebuild everything. Key insights. 1. Soft skills equals life success. They help overcome challenges, setbacks, and emotional storms. In a tie between two qualified candidates, soft skills break the deadlock. 2. Attitude is everything. Everyone carries a secret mental board, PMA, positive mental attitude, versus NMA, negative mental attitude. Your success is determined by which one dominates. 3. People to people, peer to peer, wins over B2B or B2C. Business and success, at the core, are about building trust and connecting with people. 4. Sudhir's story equals wake-up call. A broken man with no direction finds hope and purpose again, not through luck, but through a mentor, new habits, and asking the right questions. 5. Qualities of successful people. Strong soft skills. Commitment to learning. No shortcuts, just smart, hard work. Clear goals, high standards. Character, vision, persistence. Lifelong learning and mentoring others. 6. Ask better questions, get better answers. Replace why can't I? With what can I do too? It changes your focus from victimhood to action. Example, why can't I get a job? Becomes what 5 things can I do to stand out from other applicants? 7. Success is habitual. Adopt Covey's 7 habits. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Prioritize what truly matters. Think win-win. Listen deeply. Collaborate. Keep sharpening your skills. 8. Daily practice equals lasting change. Even something as small as snapping a rubber band on your wrist when asking problem-focused questions can shift your mindset over time. Final message. Soft skills are not just career tools, they are life tools. They turn defeat into drive, and setbacks into stepping stones. You don't need to be born brilliant, you need to be willing to grow. As Rahul said, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Emotional intelligence, the heart of personality development. What is emotional intelligence? A. Emotional intelligence, A, is the ability to recognize, understand, manage, and influence emotions, both your own and those of others. It is a powerful form of social intelligence that determines how well you handle pressure, resolve conflicts, build relationships, and inspire people. A is not about suppressing emotions, it's about using them wisely. It means thinking with both your head and heart. Why emotional intelligence matters. Modern research has clearly shown that IQ gets you hired, but EQ gets you promoted. In fact, a joint study by Harvard University, Stanford Research Institute, and the Carnegie Foundation found that 85% of success in life is due to soft skills, of which A is the foundation. Only 15% of success comes from technical knowledge. A predicts success better than IQ. Correlates directly with earning potential. Is the backbone of leadership, empathy, and influence. Case in point, Steve Jobs and Travis Kalanick. Steve Jobs, Apple, and Travis Kalanick, Uber, were brilliant innovators with incredible vision and technical genius. Yet, both were forced out of the companies they founded. Why? Lack of emotional intelligence. They struggled with empathy, listening, and handling interpersonal relationships. Despite building billion-dollar businesses, their inability to manage people and emotions led to organizational chaos and their removal. Lesson: IQ builds ideas. EQ builds teams. Kalanick later admitted his need to improve and took the help of coaches to develop his EQ, a humbling but wise decision. Everyday heroes, the real impact of A. History is filled with examples like Mahatma Gandhi, a man with modest legal skills who became a global symbol of leadership. His power came from self-awareness, calm under pressure, empathy and deep emotional strength. Gandhi didn't win through intellect alone, he won through emotionally intelligent leadership. In contrast, every day we witness people shrinking under stress while others rise and resolve. What separates them? Emotional intelligence. Key insights. The power of A. 1. A is not optional, it's essential. In both personal and professional life, it's the emotional skills that build trust, influence, and leadership. 2. IQ plus EQ equals complete success. Intelligence opens doors. Emotional mastery helps you walk through them with confidence. 3. A is learnable. Like any skill, you can develop your A through self-awareness, practice, feedback, and mentoring. 4. High EQ equals better relationships plus stronger leadership. Studies show executives with high EQ outperform those with high IQ alone. People remember how you make them feel, not just what you know. Final thought. In today's world of change, complexity, and constant communication, emotional intelligence isn't just a nice to have, it's your superpower. It makes you not just a better professional, but a better human being. Build your A, and the rest of your personality will follow. Case study, IQ versus EQ, who really wins? Rohit and Karen were classmates in school. Rohit was the classic school topper, always scoring 98% and above, acing every math and science exam, and winning medals for academic brilliance. Parents used him as an example. Be like Rohit, look at his marks. Karen, on the other hand, was average in academics. He rarely stood out in test results. But he was everywhere else, captaining the football team, organizing school events, participating in debates, and traveling with his parents, learning about people and places. He was emotionally aware, socially sharp, and had a curious, adaptable mind. 10 years later, they meet at a school reunion. Rohit, despite graduating from a top-tier university with a finance degree, feels stuck. He's currently in his third job in 2 years. Though brilliant with numbers, he struggles with teamwork, takes criticism personally, and is unable to adapt to change. His high IQ is unquestionable, but his inability to connect with others holds him back. Karen, meanwhile, is thriving. He may not be a genius by textbook standards, but he now works in a leadership role at a global company. His ability to lead teams, negotiate with clients, think on his feet, and stay calm under pressure has fast-tracked his career. Insight. Rohit's IQ helped him pass exams, but not build relationships or lead teams. Karen's EQ helped him win people, and eventually win success. The larger lesson. We often believe IQ equals success, but that's only part of the story. The truth is, IQ gets you shortlisted. EQ keeps you in the game, and helps you win it. In Karen's case, his emotional awareness, adaptability, communication skills, and leadership made him a valuable team player and a rising professional. In contrast, Rohit's overdependence on rote learning and rigid logic disconnected him from workplace realities that demand empathy, flexibility, and collaboration. Applying emotional intelligence at home and work. A personal transformation skill sets involve first focusing on self in order to influence others. 1. Self-awareness. It is the ability to be honest with oneself and identify, understand and evaluate personal feelings. To have a depth understanding of one's emotions, feelings, values and needs. Self-awareness is concerned with knowing about your own state of mind and capabilities, preferences, resources, and perceptions. As you become more self-aware, you are able to be in better touch with your own feelings. People with a heightened self-awareness are neither pessimistic nor overtly optimistic. Rather, they are candid with themselves and with others, at work and at home. Self-awareness is directly related to self-confidence. People with strong self-awareness. 1. Are able to conduct direct, authentic and accurate self-appraisals. 2. Are self-confident as they voice their opinions even if unpopular and welcome feedback. 3. Are able to perceive situations accurately and gauge changes in their environment. 4. Are willing to take risks for what they believe to be right. 5. Believe that they are the best persons for that job and present themselves accordingly. 6. Make decisions in tune with their values and beliefs. 7. Have a self-deprecating sense of humor, i.e., display the ability to laugh at themselves. Case in point, Radhika is the daughter of a self-made wealthy businessman with deep connections. Her father forced her to study commerce. He wanted her to be a CA, something he never could. She graduated and after her BCom her father got her a job as an articles clerk at a Big Four accounting firm. In her vacations, prior to her joining, Radhika did a lot of soul searching and realized that accounting is not to her interest. She just couldn't imagine a future working with figures, finances and numbers. Instead, She found herself excelling at art. She spent the vacation going to art galleries and studying the works of the masters. She explored post-graduation programs in design and finalized one. She revealed her plans to her parents, who were very angry and disappointed. They did everything they could to force her to change her mind, but she stood steadfast. She went on to study art and design, and today she is the leading art historian in her field. 2. Self-regulation, also known as self-management. It is only human to feel angry, sad, lonely, happy, joyful, hopeful, etc. On any given day we experience multiple emotions. We cannot go away with emotion. However, there is much we can do to manage our emotions. This is called self-management. Regulating oneself involves being a master of one's own mind, rather than being a hostage to our emotions. Taking control over fear, anger and anxieties rather than them taking control over you. Self-management is important because when people are able to better manage their emotions, they do better in all spheres of their lives. People who are good managers of their emotions. 1. Are adaptable and open to change and don't panic when faced sudden disruptions in their lives. 2. Deal calmly with stress and display calmness, impulse control and restraint. 3. Display intention and productivity, and behave in a fair, reasonable and rational way. 4. Stick to their ethical values and confront others' lack of it. 5. Have attention to detail and are organized and careful. 6. Adapt plans, behavior, or approaches depending upon the situation. Case in point, Aditya Kumar, a manager, has entrusted an important client presentation to Yusuf, who he feels is ready for such an important task. On the day of the presentation, Yusuf gets very nervous and makes various errors and delivers a mediocre presentation. The client leaves without a promise of a sale. Aditya in the past has displayed extreme anger by kicking chairs and screaming and shouting at the person at fault. However, he has matured as a manager and now practices self-regulation. Today, he first asks his entire team, including the trembling presenter, to leave for the day. He then closes his eyes and takes 10 deep breaths. He then proceeds to write a mail to the client acknowledging gaps in the presentation and explaining the presentation pitch, without making excuses for his team. He does not send the mail immediately, instead sets it for auto-sending the next morning at 9 a.m. He then switches off the lights and leaves for the day. The next day he meets Yusuf in his office and they go over the problems in presentation and how Yusuf can improve for the future. At the end of the day, the client writes to Aditya appreciating his honesty and care for his team. Importance of ethics and values. 2.2.1 A strong value system. Those who have a high level of emotional intelligence also have a strong value system and a strong code of ethics. Values are a set of beliefs because of which we behave in a particular manner. For example, honesty, integrity, respect, professionalism, reliability are values that help us to admire a person as a great professional. People with a strong set of values. 1. Tend to do what they believe is right. 2. They believe in those values and rarely compromise on those. 3. They make choices and decisions based on those values. Case in point, a person who believes in respect for women as a value will never put himself in a position where he gets accused of sexual harassment. #MeToo. 4. They demand those same set of values from others. 5. They care about their professional image and company's image so that their value system is consistent with that of their companies. 6. They lead by example. First they practice those values and then they compel others to follow them. Case in point, Shairav Singh is a newly appointed team lead. He is now managing a team of 4 software engineers. The project deadline is coming close, but he finds that his team members are not punctual with their work. He shouts at them, threatens them, gives them warnings, but nothing seems to be working. Then one day his manager asked him what time he himself reported to work daily. Shairav was shocked when he realized that he himself was oversleeping many days and then making excuses just because he thought as a team lead he could come late. But what he didn't realize is that his team was simply observing his unpunctuality and following the same set of values. 2.2.2 A strong code of ethics. Ethics are the set of rules that govern the behavior of a person. How people behave in times of stress, temptation, anger, opportunity are determined by what are their ethical beliefs. Ethics determine a person's integrity. How sincere a person is in his/her job or performance is a function of integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching. Ethics determine what is right or wrong in an organization. What is acceptable and what is not. It demands a high level of self-management. Case in point, OftenSoft is a fast-growing IT/ITES company. Since its head office is located in a location very far from the city, it started a policy that allows its employees to work from home, WFH, any 7 days of the month. After a 6-month review, it was found that the productivity went down by 25%. Projects were being submitted late and most employees very often unavailable for calls and meetings. Their HR manager resigned and joined another IT company called Global Life, located close by. He was amazed to hear that the employees of Global Life had 10 days of WFH. Here we go again, he thought. Same old problems. But he was further amazed when he saw the figures. Productivity was actually up and client satisfaction rate was very high. He inquired from the MD. The MD told him that before they implemented the WFH policy, they ensured that all employees agreed to a code of ethics and conduct. This code of ethics mentioned that employees must be available and work at home in the same manner as they would if they would on campus. Timelines and commitments must be adhered to without compromise in the levels of professionalism. Due to this strong code of ethics, the employees were able to work from home and yet gave their best output. A win-win for all. 3. Personal motivation. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Motivated people are natural leaders. They don't wait for life to happen to them. They actually do something to make their lives better. And in this way, they make others' lives better too. They are driven to achieve beyond their own expectations and others' expectations of them. They set the bar higher and higher each time, breaking their own records. The thrill of achievement drives them. The excitement of doing something path-breaking, something innovative, having the courage to change something which drives them. Motivation comes from within, but it forces the person to act. Traits of motivated people are 1. Passion for their work. 2. A desire to surpass all expectations. 3. See opportunities to improve. 4. Show exemplary commitment to completion of task. 5. Show tenacity. Not a Kenneforan answer. Case in point, Colonel Sanders had an idea to make fried chicken using his own recipe. At age 65 he was said to have been rejected by almost 1,000 banks to fund his idea. Armed with the belief that he could make the best fried chicken in the country and just $105 of Social Security in his pocket, he was motivated and started a movement called KFC, which has got more than 18,000 restaurants in more than 100 counties today. Case in point, Ray Kroc was a traveling salesman who kept getting rejected by restaurant owners for his milkshake machine. However, he didn't give up and kept traveling across the country trying to sell his gadget. On one such sales call he came across an outlet run by two brothers called McDonald's. He was hooked by their idea of an assembly line approach to fast food and wanted to take their franchise, but they kept refusing him. Finally, he convinced them and started McDonald's all over the USA and eventually around the world. Today McDonald's needs no introduction. All because of one man who was motivated enough to believe in his idea. Be social skills and social awareness. This component involves using one's emotions for guiding and influencing others to admit your point of view. Once we accept and understand others and their emotions, we are able to jointly contribute to the development of our society and consequently our country. The characterizers of socially aware individuals are 4. Empathy. Become the kind of person who spreads sunshine and joy wherever you go. Not whenever you go. Empathy is perhaps the most visible characteristic of emotional intelligence. People with empathy are able to put themselves in others' shoes. Feel their pain, anxieties, insecurities, anger, joy, whatever they are feeling. Not just feel, but also take action to address those feelings. That is empathy. Empathy involves hearing unspoken thoughts of others and pick up their emotional cues. A professional who shows empathy is rarely caught off guard when the emotions of the team boil over. When there are fights and escalations and discord, the manager is able to solve these conflicts by showing empathy. People who show empathy are good business leaders, get prominence in society, and become effective parents and role models who understand that personal success and group success are inseparable. However, empathy does not mean always accepting what others say. Rather, empathetic leaders consider others' feelings to make intelligent decisions, not emotional ones. Case in point, Bala, an IT manager who was extremely good at coding. However, in his appraisal, he always received feedback that his style of working was very cold. His team members felt that he was not very approachable and receptive to their ideas and suggestions. He would show visible irritation if any one of his team members asked for leave or were late in submissions. After his last appraisal, the HR head called and advised Bala to develop more empathy. He tried to be empathetic, but it appeared artificial and fake to him. He just didn't know how to connect to his team. He voiced his concerns to the HR head, who asked him to do a simple exercise at home for 7 days. Switch on the TV. Put on your favorite show. Turn off the sound and watch it to see if you can identify the expressions, moods and non-verbal clues of the actors. All this on silent mode. Try to follow the story and guess the dialogue just by watching their expressions. After a week, Bala reported that he was able to follow the story and make out what the actors were saying. Now the HR head told him to do the same activity with his team. Watch out for their body language and nonverbal clues. And incredibly, he could pick up so many emotions just by watching them from far. He developed empathy for them by understanding what they were feeling inside. Traits of empathetic professionals are: 1. They don't shy away from showing tough love, i.e. make hard decisions or speak bluntly for others' benefit. 2. Leaders with empathy are good listeners, not just listening with their ears, but reading others' body language. 3. They are able to preempt conflict or pressure situations before these occur. 4. They are proactive about solving their team's or group's needs. 5. 6. They are able to use this understanding of their group to their advantage and make decisions accordingly. 7. They are good coaches or mentors. 8. They are able to perform very well in a cross-cultural environment. 5. Social and relationship skills. Relationship skills are people skills, also known as social skills. It is the ability to get along with others in teams at work or in personal life. It's not just about being friendly or nice to people. Rather, it is friendliness with a purpose in order to get a defined result. Social skills are a sum of all other components of emotional intelligence. People who are good at self-awareness and regulation can control their own emotions and motivate themselves to empathize with others. This leads to them being good listeners and good sounding boards for others. They are able to help others by understanding their needs. People with good social skills display the following traits. 1. Organizational awareness. They understand the workplace politics, organizational dynamics between team members, who are the decision makers, what are the issues that are affecting performance and the organization culture. They use this to navigate their way through the maze of organizational hierarchies to reach the top. 2. 3. Service orientation. They understand the other's requirements, match their products or services with the other's needs and ensure client satisfaction. 4. 5. Rapport. They are able to find common ground and create a network that they can tap into whenever required. They have the contacts to get the job done at the right time. 6. Popularity. People gravitate towards them in times of need. They are like magnets that attract others and help them with or without any motive. This ability is very helpful in creating a support base that can propel them towards realization of their goals. 7. Communication. Having great communication skills, both verbal and nonverbal. They prevent miscommunication by speaking clearly and conveying their thoughts in the most logical and concise manner. Case in point, Kabir is a competent and popular employee. Just 2 years into his job, he is known for his helpful nature. His team leader Noor is very happy with him. However, she feels that Kabir lacks initiative and needs more push than the others. This is preventing Kabir from getting promoted. One evening before leaving, he sees Noor sitting at her desk looking worried. He asks her if all's well. She replies that her boss has asked her for a feasibility report on a new technology by next day morning and she doesn't even have an idea about it. Kabir switches on his laptop and sends her a detailed file on the technology. It is complete as a report in almost all respects. Noor is stunned. She asks him how he had it. Kabir replies that he spends the time commuting on his way to home and to work surfing tech blogs and is very aware of the latest technologies. A friend of his who is a consultant shared this report with him and told him to do the same. Noor makes a few changes and send it to her boss. She is very thankful. But more importantly, she now views Kabir in a new light. The fact that he keeps up to date to update his skills is a huge plus in his favor, along with the fact that he selflessly shared the information with her, which made her look good. Kabir is now on the fast track. Ways to improve emotional intelligence. All of us possess emotional intelligence. However, having a higher degree of A than others enables them to get ahead in life and become leaders. However, life success lies in constantly learning new ways of developing A. Through organized training coupled with practice and the experience of A can be learned. Becoming emotionally intelligent is a journey that starts and ends with the self. The process is tough as it takes experience, effort, time and commitment. But the benefits of developing A is well worth the effort. The relationships and goal achievement that results make the entire journey of A wonderful. Here are some easy and practical ways to develop A. 1. Be generous. Share knowledge and pay it forward. This means developing and educating others without a motive. Acknowledge and reward others' strengths and accomplishments. Believe in principle of good karma, wherein good deeds and actions will be returned to you. 2. Don't blame, accept the consequences of your own actions. Don't give anyone else control over your emotions. Accept that others will not always act in the manner you desire and conduct your life accordingly. Once you are freed from this dependence on others' approval or reactions, you will be able to fully focus on your own progress and your own life. Take charge and act maturely. 3. Practice positivity. Positive thoughts and affirmations give rise to positive actions. This has been proved countless times over the history of mankind. Beware of the downward spiral of negative thoughts leading to negative self-esteem. Instead, be an optimist and focus on your strengths and improve your weaknesses. Anger, hate, jealousy and other negative emotions are chains that prevent you from swimming successfully towards your life. Instead, set positive goals that lead to proactive and productive action. 4. Never stop learning. Add life to your years, not years to your life. In other words, add value to your life. Acquiring new skills and adopting new ideas lead to positive change in habits, beliefs and actions. Your persona becomes different and more popular. You are able to handle ups and downs of life changes and disruptions with ease. You are always updated, thereby having better relationships and networks. 5. Lead by example. You can influence others only if they see you walk your talk. Practice what you preach and raise your hand to go first. This will not only give you confidence but inspire confidence in others as well. Leadership is nothing but paving the way for others to walk on. True leadership, whether professional or personal, comes from action, not reaction. Get ready for the real world. Plane journeys have become a part of life. You see all those planes? Do you even know who invented the plane? Ever think about which crazy person thought they could fly all around the world, when even cars were rare? The story of aviation is a story about a simple idea conceived by two young men who did not even finish high school. They were not scientists or PhDs or great intellectuals in the true sense of the word. In 1878, Wilbur and Orville Wright's father came into the house one evening with a toy hidden in his hands, and before they could see what it was, he threw it up in the air. Instead of falling to the floor, as everyone expected, it flew across the room till it hit the ceiling, where it drifted for some time, and finally dropped to the floor. They were amazed, and this sparked an idea. This simple toy made of bamboo, wood and rubber got the brothers totally fascinated. They wondered why it did not fall immediately. What were the other possibilities that arose out of this? They just couldn't get it out of their minds. This sparked their lifelong interest in making humans fly. And they finally did. Despite limited technology and funds, but how did they do it? The brothers spent many hours researching and discussing and testing their prototypes. After continuous testing and several unsuccessful attempts, against all odds and just by self-confidence and motivation and their positive attitude, on Friday, December 17, 1903 at 10:35 a.m., the Wright brothers achieved their dream. They flew the world's first airplane. Applied knowledge. 1. What were the reasons why the Wright brothers succeeded? 2. What can we learn from them, that we can apply in our daily lives?